Okay guys, so example 1. We have 3 over 5x equals 2 over x minus 7. First we want to ask ourselves, do we have only one fraction on each side?
No.
Yes. So we're going to cross multiply. So I want you to actually show your steps here. So when I cross multiply, I usually go to the right first, and then I go to the left. So that would be 2 times 5x equals, the equal sign stays, and then you multiply the other way. 3 times x minus 7. So solving this shouldn't be too bad. What can I do next? Distribute. So that's going to give me 10x equals 3x minus 21. Subtract both sides. So you get 7x equals negative 21. Divide both sides by 7. So x equals negative 3. Now, we still need to do the work to solve for extraneous solutions. And if you remember in step 3, an extraneous solution is what makes the denominator a 0. So we're going to take each of the denominators here and set them both equal to 0. So 5x equals 0. And then I always just draw a line to separate my work. X minus 7 equals 0. So divide both sides by 5. So we get x equals 0 and x equals 7. Now extraneous solutions are answers that you cannot have for x. So in this problem, x cannot equal 0 or 7. What did we get as our answer?
3.
Negative 3. So are we okay?
Yeah.
If you get an answer that ends up being an extraneous solution, you have to eliminate that answer. Okay? We'll do one like that. So for right now, you're just comparing what you get as an extraneous solution and what you got as your answer. In this case, our answer is not one of those solutions, so we're good to go. So our answer is x equals negative 3. Make sense? Okay. So example 2. 3 over x plus 1 equals 9 over 4x plus 5. Okay. Do I have one fraction on each side of the equal sign? Yes. So can I cross multiply?
Yes.
Yes. So that's going to give me 9 times x plus 1 equals 3 times 4x plus 5. Distribute. So that gives me 9x plus 9 equals 12x plus 15. To solve, do you guys want to move the 9x or the 12x? 9x. It really doesn't matter which one you do. I usually move the smaller one because then I don't have to worry about my x's being negative. So I have 9 equals 3x plus 15. And then to solve for x, we want to get the numbers on the other side. So subtract 15 from both sides. So that gives me negative 6 equals 3x. So x equals negative 2. So we have to check for extraneous solutions. So I'm going to set x plus 1 equal to 0. And 4x plus 5 equal to 0. That's going to give me x equals 1, so x cannot equal 1 is one of my extraneous solutions. And then I subtract 5. 4x equals negative 5. So x equals negative 5 over 4. So x can also not equal negative 5 over 4. What did I get for my answer, guys? Negative 2. Is that any of the extraneous solutions? No. So is our answer okay? Yeah. Okay, example 3. 1 over 2x plus 5 equals x over 11x plus 8. Do I have one fraction on each side? Yes. Can I cross multiply? Can I cross multiply? Yes. Okay. So that's going to give me x times 2x plus 5 equals 1. So times 11x plus 8. So just 11x plus 8 is fine. Okay, what do you see that I can do on the left? Distribute. So that's going to give me 2x squared plus 5x equals 11x plus 8. Now remember guys, when I have an x squared in my problem, I want to get the whole thing equal to 0 in order to solve. If you have just an x, your goal is to get x's on one side and numbers on the other. If you have an x squared, you want to get everything on one side so that we can factor and solve. Okay, remember that's the zero product property. So I need to get all of my other terms on the same side as the squared term. So I'm going to subtract 11x and subtract 8. So that's going to give me 2x squared minus 6x minus 8 equals what? 0. A lot of you on the test were doing this, but then you forgot to get the whole thing equal to 0. Remember, that equal sign never goes away, so it's all equal to 0. So then we want to factor this in order to solve. What method would you use to factor this? Thank you. Remember, you can't go straight into bottoms up. What do you have to check for first? A GCF. 2, 6, and 8. Is there a GCF in there? Yes, so factor out that 2. That's going to give me x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals 0.
Minus 3x.
X squared, oh, thank you. Minus 3x. Okay, how does x squared minus 3x minus 4 factor?
X minus 4.
X minus 4 and x plus 1. And then do you guys remember what we do from here? Set each one equal to 0. So 2 equals 0, x minus 4 equals 0, and x plus 1 equals 0.
4 and 1. 4 negative 1.
Yeah. Is 2 equals 0 even possible, guys? No. This one, x minus 4 equals 0, is going to give me an answer of 4. And x plus 1 equals 0 is going to give me negative 1. So my two answers are 4 and negative 1. Before you box it, let's check for our extraneous solutions. Meaning I'm going to take each denominator and set it equal to 0. So I have 2x plus 5 equals 0, and 11x plus 8 equals 0. So I'm going to subtract 5. 2x equals negative 5. So x equals negative 5 over 2. Subtract 8. 11x equals negative 8. So that gives us x equals negative 8 over 11. So my extraneous solutions are x cannot equal negative 5 over 2 or negative 8 over 11. So is my answer of 4, negative 1 acceptable? Yes. So that is your answer. Make sense? Not bad? Okay, last one. 9 over x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 3x over x squared minus 3x. Okay, guys. Do I have one fraction on each side of the equal sign?
No, you got a diamond method right there.
Okay, but is it a fraction?
Yeah.
Yes. So cross multiply. That gives me 3 times, or 3x times x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 9 times x squared minus 3x. There is some distributing here, so let's distribute. 3x times x squared gives me 3x to the third minus 18x squared plus 27x equals, and then we distribute here as well, 9x squared minus 27x. Well, not yet. Don't factor yet. We need to get everything over to one side first. So subtract 9x squared from both sides and add 27x to both sides.
Don't they just cancel?
No, because they're opposites. Here. So you have to add to get rid of it.
That's what I'm saying. 27x
Plus 27x.
That's negative 27x.
This one was a negative. These, yes, they cancel to 0. That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 3x squared minus 27x squared plus 54x equals 0. Don't worry, guys. There's a GCF. Does anybody see it?
Yes.
3x. So factor out a 3x. And that's going to give you x squared minus 9x plus 18. That should look a little more manageable. Okay, in order to solve, we have to set everything equal to 0, but we can factor this thing right here. So that's 3x times, what two things multiply to 18 and add up to negative 9? 6 and 3, both of them have to be negative. So x minus 6 times x minus 3 equals 0. So set everything equal to 0. So 3x equals 0, x minus 6 equals 0, and x minus 3 equals 0. If 3x equals 0, what does x have to be? Divide by 3, that gives me 0. X minus 6 equals 0, so x is equal to positive 6. And x minus 3 equals 0 gives me x equals 3. You add 6, add 3. Okay, so I have 3 answers. X equals 0, 6, and 3. Before you box it up, let's check for extraneous solutions. So I take each of the denominators and set them equal to 0. So x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 0. That factors to x minus 3 times x minus 3 equals 0. So what would my answer be there? 3. So x cannot equal 3. And then we take the other denominator, x squared minus 3x equals 0. There's a GCF. So you have x times x minus 3 equals 0. So that would be x equals 0 or 3 again. So x cannot equal 3 or 0. So do any of my answers have to be eliminated? 0 and 3. So my only answer is x equals 6. Okay? So on a test or a quiz or homework, if you give me all 3 of these answers, it's wrong. You have to check the extraneous solutions and then delete anything that is not an answer.